Hi, everybody. DJ Yoakley with some breaking news today. A good day for change and a bad day for those of you who really enjoy great coaching. As one of the best coaches, the top area coaches in the area, resigns after 24 years. And luckily, we've had a great relationship with him over the past 6 years. At this time, we bring in the head ball coach, Mr. Paul Cusick of the Crestview Rebels. Coach, unbelievable news. I mean, it's been an unbelievable run for you. 24 years that you've been here at Crestview. I mean, your record speaks for itself. A ton of wins, approaching that 200 win mark. And I know in talking to you, this was a hard decision for you to make. Take us through the decision.
Yeah, it is a tough decision. I think stepping away, there isn't one thing I can point to. There's just some different factors. But I think it's a decision that I'm comfortable with. And, it does come down to the old cliches. You want to spend time with your family. You want some time for yourself. The grind is getting tougher each year. But I love coaching, and I'm going to definitely miss it. All the relationships and everything that you build over the years. But right now, I think for me and what I need to do for myself and my family, I do need to take a little bit of time and step away. So that's kind of where we're at.
So this is not necessarily goodbye forever from the head ball coach. This is goodbye for now.
Yeah, I think so. I think coaching's, once you get into coaching and I don't think there's any in between. You either love it or hate it. And those of us that stay in it as long as, I have or longer, you just love it and it becomes part of who you are. And, my plan for now is to step away and focus on some things with administratively and focus on that the responsibility in my life. But I'll leave the door open and see where it takes me down the road. But as of right now, I'm going to step away and take a deep breath.
And that leads into my next question. This isn't you retiring from Crestview. You're still going to be the athletic director, obviously. Talk about that role. What that means for you, being able to. People don't realize how much time football coaches and coaches in general spend at their craft. You're going to be able to have all new focuses now and still stay, a mainstay at Crestview.
Yeah, that's important. I think, I've had great administrative support, and all our head coaches have been very supportive over the last, 10 or 12 years that I've had the dual role. And it is a grind doing both. Being an athletic director is so time consuming. And then as a head football coach, it's an incredible amount of time. So, being able to focus more on just one responsibility, even though there's a ton of responsibility with that, that's important for not just me, but it's important for Crestview athletics.
So naturally, as the athletic director, you'll have some say and influence on who becomes the next face of the Crestview Rebels and leads the Rebels into the next generation. What exactly are you looking for? And obviously, you're going to open up to in-house and out-of-house candidates, correct?
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I mean, that's a kind of a weird feeling, when our principal and the superintendent asked me to write down some things, that I had accomplished over my coaching career, and I never looked at it as a personal thing. It was always our staff. Going through those things, I almost felt like I was writing a eulogy, but it was kind of weird. So I think it's important that whoever comes in after me knows the tradition, knows, Crestview, and just kind of keeps the ball rolling and builds upon, kind of what we have built. I think that's kind of the approach that I took when I took the job. It wasn't about me. It was about, the coaches that came before me and started the tradition. I felt like I needed to carry that on and build upon that. And I think it's important that whoever it is that they have that understanding and embrace that.
I know it was important to you, as we talked before, that whenever you left, that you don't leave the cupboard bare. You're leaving some great talent in this organization, this program. What does the next coach and the next coaching staff have to look forward to, not only out of this team that you have coming up and these kids, but this program and these fans that love Crestview football?
Well, I think it's important. We have great facilities, a whole new weight room with great equipment. Obviously the turf stadium, the fan support, and our kids, we have a good young group, they're going to have to go through some growing pains. So I think they're going to come into a situation where they can kind of build their own identity upon and put their own stamp on Crestview football. And I think that's important. You're not trying to be who you're not, be your own coach and build your program.
I know you've got a ton of memories to talk about from Crestview, but can you identify just a few that you're really proud of and that are going to stick with you over, however, the rest of your days as a coach, athletic director, whatever it may be in the future?
Well, I think more than anything, I had the honor of having my dad on staff, coaching, my two kids. Gabe and Anthony came through the program, so it was a family bond. My wife was at all the games, my mom, at all the games. And I think it's important that, it was a family tradition. My nephew played for me, so my sister and her family were always at the games. And it was very important part of not just my life, but the Cusick family. And I think that, we embraced it and enjoyed it. It was never, a negative thing. Obviously there's always going to be people that, are going to criticize you in the stands. That's part of being a coach, but, we always had fun with it, and it was important part of our life. And, hopefully it shaped, a little bit of what we did, and we were able to kind of have our stamp put on the program because it was important to all of us involved.
So being a head coach for almost a quarter century, what are some of the things that you've learned about the position and about having to kind of advance? I mean, you're kind of learning on the go. You had some great mentors, but obviously being one of the most respected and longest lasting coaches in the area, what are some of the things that you've learned over the 24 years?
Well, I think more than anything, you have to, whatever you do, it has to be with a purpose. I don't think you just can haphazard as a head coach. You better be organized and have a goal or a vision in sight. And I can remember when I was a young assistant coach, my goal was to become a head coach, and I purposely took jobs and coached under head coaches that I wanted to learn from because I knew that's what I wanted to do. And I think when I came into the position here at Crestview, I had a good experience at Latonia as the head coach there for 3 years, and grew under that program, and then was able to come here to Crestview, which was I felt a very good fit for both of us. And Mr. B was the AD at the time, and at that time it seemed like he was taking a chance on a young coach, and I'm glad he did. And he was a person that influenced that my time here as well. So there's been all kinds of different people, and you better learn from all kinds of different people, and take what you can and build upon what their advice is to you, and be purposeful. I think that's more than anything. You know that the decisions you make not only affect you and your coaches, but you affect the whole program and the whole school. And so you have to take a lot of responsibility with those decisions.
I know it feels obviously you're torn right now because this is something, yes, you want to do for yourself, but you don't necessarily want to do. We talked about that in the early going. When do you think, if at all, you're going to get the itch to get that whistle back around your neck? Just, is it going to be August or I guess July when you hear the whistles, you hear the cleats and all that stuff? Do you think you'll have that kind of itch to get back involved? And how do you kind of manage that personally?
Well, I think coaches are very regimented and have a schedule and all that kind of stuff, and it really, each month, each week is something getting ready for the next season. So already it's kind of been weird not being involved with getting a weight room program going and making sure that our kids are ready to roll into the next season. So but I think it is a time where I do need to step away, and I don't want to be around and be a distraction for the next guy. I think he needs to build his own program without me nosing in, and I don't want to be that kind of person. I want that person to step in and do the job that they want to do and have their influence. I think just taking a deep breath and stepping away and fighting that urge to get back involved will be difficult. But I think more than anything, I'm looking forward to maybe playing some more rounds of golf and just taking a deep breath and enjoying some time with my wife. I know that she has been a football widow for the last several years, so it's important that we do those things.
All right, 2 more questions for you, I promise. That being said, let's take a look behind the curtain. You and I have had some deep conversations about getting you involved at YSN and talking some X's and O's. Is this the opportunity that we can get our own head ball coach at the facility and talk about the success and demise of some of these plays and breakdown?
Oh yeah, I mean that would be fun. You know, I could enjoy doing that, and it's something that you and I have talked about, and I've always been interested in doing. I think that it's something that keeps your mind sharp, and keep that little itch of coaching there. You know, you see it on all kinds of different stages, and coaches at some point. You know, you make that turn from a young up and coming coach, then all of a sudden people are asking you for advice, and it's kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm getting to that point, and it's surprising, but it's also humbling. So it's fun to give back and mentor, and if there's people that need help with whatever, you know, I enjoy doing that. I never stopped asking questions as a head coach, and so yeah, I think that would be fun. That would be something that would be kind of cool.
I can see it now. The X's and O's with Coach Q.
Yeah.
Last question for you, Coach, and this one is uber personal. What are you going to miss most about coaching the Crestview Rebels and coaching in general?
Well, I think the amount of time and energy that you spend coaching it up and being with those coaches in that coach's office is an incredible amount of time that it's unseen, and those are quality moments that you have with your coaches, and then that goes over to your players, and you think about through all the years that the players that you've influenced, whether it good or bad or whatever, you've had an impact on their life, and you want to try and hopefully do the right things for your program. I'll miss those moments, and obviously coming out on Friday night is just an incredible feeling. I wish you could bottle that up and every person could have that feeling, but that's going to be something that'll be hard to replace. And right before the game starts, I looking up into the stands, seeing my family there. So it's going to be difficult, but that's kind of what we're going to miss. Those are the things that are important.
So there you have it, Coach. I can't thank you enough. For those who don't know, you were one of the first ones to adopt the YSN kind of mantra in the media outlet. We've spent 6 years talking to each other, through hardships of whether it be on the field or off the field. I can't thank you enough. You're always going to be a member of the YSN family, and we're sorry to see you go, but we're happy for your future, man. Congratulations.
Well, I appreciate it, and appreciate everything that you guys have done for Crestview and all the area teams. I think it's important that, especially here at Crestview, we get the exposure that we need, and you've always done that for not only us but all the other schools. And hopefully, that continues. I think it will. And next time you have a free moment, we'll have to go play some golf.
Oh wait, I know you're going to beat me at that. There's no doubt in my mind. Coach Cusick, 24 years, resigning from Crestview. Coach, thank you so much, and good luck in future endeavors.
All right, man. Appreciate it.